would you buy a house or let a client buy a house that had foundation problems?
I would, I think.
Yeah, I would too.
Again, like the client, if it's a client, if it were me personally, yes. But again, because I know the risks and I know kind of what I'm getting into, I know that there's going to be a big cost to do that, but I know that, right? So if a client has all the information and this is what it's going to cost to fix it down the road or now or whenever it needs to be fixed, then again, fill your boots.
Yeah,
as long as everyone knows what they're getting into.
I think as long as you're educated and going in with your eyes wide open, then
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Educated buyer's the best kind of buyer.
The best kind.
But no, I totally would. I usually insist on having some kind of foundation company come in and quote though, because it's the number you want to know.
Totally.
Everything can be fixed, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly.
What number?
There's a number for everything.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get in over your head or get in, say, I'm willing to take this on and it's 10, 20, 30 grand more than you initially thought. And well, maybe you're not willing to take on that extent of what the project was, right? So.
And again, part of education, math has to math as well. So it's like, okay, this house is beautiful, but it needs X amount of foundation work. When you put that amount of money into the foundation, are you going to get that money out? Are you planning to stay for 20 years? Or are you planning to stay for 5? Because if you're planning to stay for 5, we need to make sure that there's comparables in the area that would support a price at this price.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And if you are doing work, I always say this to people, and you plan on selling anytime, get the warranted work that is transferable, because that has a huge staying power. Buyers will buy your place with a lot less qualms if you have transferable warranty. Yes, the receipts. Yes, that's true too.
Yeah,
you need to keep your receipts, your description and scope of work. Keep it all. The more information you have, take pictures if you're covering it up.
Whoever company you did it with is likely not holding on to that paperwork.
No, they lose their warranty.
Pull the permits, because oftentimes, yes, I have this foundation work done and it was braced and the permit was not pulled. So.
I feel like that's a more recent thing too. Like I don't feel like 10 years ago people were getting permits to do this stuff, but now absolutely it's a standard. You've got to do it.
And it's such significant work.
If you see a lot of, especially recent foundation work, and there's no engineer's report, it was probably not done with a permit.
True,
because the city requires engineer's reports on them now. So that's one thing, if you are looking at the documentation, that you probably want to see.
Snowball question, kind of. Like, what about stone foundation?
Oh, I was going to hit you with that too, yeah.
Concrete, like stone foundation issues versus,
I don't, some of the prolific houses in the city are stone foundation. Like they were just built at a time when that was the option. I personally think that stone would be okay, depending on how the structure currently still is. Like how it was maintained over time really takes that into account. One that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole is cinder block, because cinder block is just such a hot mess here. I've never seen a cinder block house in this city that had a good foundation. Never. In almost 9 years of doing real estate, they are always a problem. And if they're not now,
they will be at some point.
And again, my comfort level doesn't mean it's somebody else's comfort level. I have clients who have recently purchased a cinder block foundation, but they knew that the plan was to literally excavate the entire exterior, waterproof the whole thing, brace it from the inside. Like they
knew what they were getting into.
And they knew what they were doing. So great, good for you. But honestly, a cinder block to me is just, that's a stop.
And I think it's just always about, as long as you're an educated buyer going in with your eyes wide open, then you can make your own decisions on what you're willing to take on, right? We all have different opinions on
For sure. Stone foundations, I often say, this has been here since 1902.
Yeah.
It's kind of stood the test of time.
Yeah.
It's never going to be dry.
No.
You just have to be okay with that.
It is what it is.
Don't be putting drywall over this.
And a lot of those older homes too, right? Like in Winnipeg, the basement, you can tell is not really meant to be finished. And a lot of them are not finished, and you can see everything. So you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Stone foundation, been finished, maybe some water smells, like maybe you want to do a little bit more due diligence there.
For sure. And I have seen people, I shouldn't say don't ever finish it. I have seen people go to the extent of waterproofing the entire, so you can get to that level. But it's...
what does that cost?
It's,
and are we
it's substantial. Exactly. Yeah, you have to really love that house and plan to stay there and really want to finish basement if you're going to take it to that level. So
I would say the only other thing in regards to a foundation that I would probably avoid and mostly push clients away from would be a massive slant. And that's just because like you can't fix it. Like not functionally, really. Like you're not going to elevate the foundation so your foundation is level again. It's just not going to happen.
And it might mean it's not structural. Like that doesn't necessarily mean there's like issues with it, but you have a crooked house.
You have a crooked house. There are ways to adjust it, but you're going to be adjusting your entire main level. You're going to be adjusting your entire basement slab or whatever you have. Like it's going to be an undertaking. And that is...
If you want a straight house.
Yeah, personally, I've worked on a lot of boats.
A lot of people don't mind about.
Yeah, that's true. Some people just don't mind, and
it doesn't bother them.
Well, and we're also seeing a lot more people that don't mind right now because they're just trying to get into a house, right? But in a tougher market where there's a straight versus, those will be tough to sell.
Well, it's day and night, really, as soon as you get in, right?
Yeah.
Well, Winnipeg's built on clay, so there's going to be a little bit of movement, but there's houses that you walk around. You kind of feel a little
and you're
tipsy walking through the house. No, it's the house.
Yeah.
And there's some that are not as bad.
We've had a few of those listings.
Yeah.
You leave a little dizzy and yet they sell.
I was going to say they've always sold. So
And does that necessarily mean they have a big foundation issue?
Right.
Maybe not.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Not always.
Not always.
A substrate issue,
Yeah, sometimes though, for sure they do. But I would totally, like we have rental properties and we've bought rentals that had foundation issues and it's because we're confident going into it and they were sitting, people weren't touching them, right? Like it's scary to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Whereas the fix, I think on our last one wasn't that, in my opinion, it wasn't substantial in the scale of the price of the home. Like it was like $12,000, was it not? Which is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but it's like, we're not talking hundreds of thousands of dollars either necessarily, depending on the problem. And you have to be able to assess what the problem is.
And if the numbers are starting to get up to numbers like that, like you might want to push it over.
True.
Well, and like we've seen, I've seen receipts for $40,000, $50,000.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. But again, if the maths and it works,
I showed a property last night with a pool that had 2 walls that had fell in, and fixing the pool walls and doing all that was just over $50K. It just, if you love your property and you have the available money, that's really all that matters. Like it's
exactly.
There was a house recently too that I had to, even for me, I had to wrap my head around it, even though I feel like we've seen everything, where they hadn't put the weeping tile in and they had to retroactively figure that out. But there are actually solutions. They're substantial and expensive, but like there's a solution for everything.
It's always at what cost, right?
It's
always at what cost.
Exactly.
So.
And the funny part about that too is like, just because we're talking about foundation issues doesn't mean we're talking about old houses.
No.
Like
that was the 90s build, I think.
Yeah, I remember showing houses in like Bridgewater, which were, almost brand new at the time that I started being a realtor, and you walk into the basement and there's pouring water into them. So it's like,
Yeah.
It happens. There are construction
Sage
issues.
Creek, show home.
Yeah.
Go up to talk to the builder rep, just so you know, there's water. That was a window well issue, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's just
still,
but still,
looks bad when it's a new home, right?
for sure.
And when it's
things
the
happen.
basement's all finished, like no one's lying or hiding anything. It's just the basement's finished, and you sometimes assume like, okay, this is a 10-year-old house or 5-year-old house, and everything's going to be great.
Completely fine.
But I know someone on the team, I think, had an issue, right, where they pulled back and there was a crack in the foundation, right? Like, yeah.
Well, it's also like you said earlier, Sam. It's like Winnipeg is clay-based.
Yeah.
If you do not maintain your exterior, you don't alleviate the water from your foundation, you will get foundation problems.
Forming a clay bowl around your house.
Yeah, like new construction, they do a lot of extra stuff, waterproofing on the exterior, all these barriers. But older homes, if you don't keep the water away, concrete is porous. Concrete is not fully waterproof.
It's going to be held against your foundation walls, and
or the separation between the slab and your foundation walls. Like there's plenty of ways to get water into your home. So there's a lot of maintenance that you just have to be on top of.
Agreed. Yeah. And when in doubt, talk to the neighbors, because they're going to tell you.
They'll reveal everything.
All the details. I remember showing a new house in West St. Paul, and there was water in the basement. And I called the builder's rep, and I was like, "Hey, there's water in the basement." He was like, "Oh no, that's never happened before." We walk out onto the driveway. The owner is at the newer house next door. I say, "Hey, do you know anything about this house?" And they said they have pumped that basement out 5 times already this spring. So there was an issue there. My guys liked the house until that point.
Well, that's enough to turn someone away for sure.
Like that's
an indoor swimming pool.
Ongoing issue, and we weren't getting the straight goods. So. Yeah, talk to the neighbors.
And that's where it's important, again, like if you do have foundation work done, the receipts, like that would be very reassuring to a buyer for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Receipts, warranties. Yeah. Done.
Warranties and receipts, but then also time. Like the longer you sit on a foundation fix and you don't have recurring problems, the better.
Yeah.
Because if you just did a fix last year and you're
no
trying
issues.
they haven't had a problem
Time.
since. Like it's so hard to say you won't have a problem again. But if you've done it 10, 15 years ago and it hasn't happened again.
Exactly. There's your proof.
Exactly. It's proof of concept. Like it's fixed, right?
Agreed. And we've had a couple good storms lately that would really test those repairs. So
Yeah, and Winnipeg is such a strange city that sometimes we just get flash rain. And then like, I remember, I think it was maybe 2 summers ago or something. It was like, everybody was like, we haven't had water in 30 years.
And then everyone had water.
Every house had water.
I remember that.
None of it was serious. It was all like random seeping and but it just, we went from a very dry winter and spring or in fall to like a super wet spring, and water had to go somewhere.
Yeah. Right into your basement.
Right into your basement,
And always work on your grading, please, people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll prevent 90% of the issues, according to the home inspectors.
Yeah.
Yep. Water away. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah. We got to do that at our own house.